Welcome back to Techstrong Unplugged. My name is Kasia Judkin, and today we have Luca Molteni.
Nice to meet you.
Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Luca Molteni. I'm a software engineer. I'm 40 years old. I work for a company called Red Hat. It's the largest open source company in the world. And the opinions are my own, but I somehow represent the company. So
And do you want to talk about your involvement with Java user groups?
yeah,
How things are there?
yeah, I'm the administrator. I've been the administrator of the local. I live in Milan, Italy. So I live. I was the local administrator for the Java user group since something like 15 years, I think. So I saw the evolution. I joined when I was at 25 years old, and these days I'm 40 years old. So the things haven't changed that much in the last 15 years, but it has been interesting so far.
Do you want to talk about your opinion on getting young people?
Yes. We have mostly two problems with the Java user group currently. The first one is to gather new people, especially fresh kids. I would like to see young people join the Java user group, but unfortunately, it seems that Java is, as a programming language, is not considered cool anymore, perhaps by some, I don't know, from some developer. And but at the same time, the format is mostly, we have mostly 30 years old or 40 years old. And so I think it's kind of strange for a 20-year-old to join our group. And this is especially important because we want to hear the approaches of the new generation, when instead we're just hearing always the same people talking about perhaps always the same things. And and that's a shame. I personally am trying to push newer generation to Java in general, because you probably know that Java is the language in which Minecraft was originally developed. So I think that talking about Minecraft could be like a way to start talking about Java even with the younger generation. But I haven't tried yet. It's something that I will do in the next years.
Minecraft is how I got into Java.
Right.
So
Nice.
I think it's worth a shot.
It works then. And the problem with that I see with Minecraft, because I'm strongly opinionated, is that of course developers want to monetize over mods and new programs, and so they've tried to build all these kind of marketplaces. And since I see that the new generations are really attracted by new mods, new skin and stuff like that, they just want new things. They don't necessarily want to create new things. So I think the important stuff is to make them understand that by knowing Java, you can actually create your own, which is, I think, important thing, instead of consuming content that has been done by other people. And to do that, I would suggest personally, that's what I do to every parent or every young people using Java, to avoid using the Bedrock edition of Minecraft, in which you actually buy for mods, but instead rather using the original Java edition, in which you can install what you want. But sometimes this is hard.
No, I definitely agree with you. I actually learned some programming on the Java edition. I ran my own Minecraft server, and I got to learn some command line.
The problem I see with Minecraft Java edition is not necessarily easy to install new mods. It's complicated. You have launchers, you have to check the versions, you have to check all kinds of details that probably somebody doesn't want. It's just too much convenient for somebody to launch the Bedrock edition, go inside the store, buy stuff with a parent's credit card, unfortunately, and use them. So again, this is about gatekeeping, right? We want them to learn new things, to learn Java, to learn development, but at the same time, we don't want to gatekeep them from using this. And of course, if to start using Minecraft, I have to know what Java is, what a Java virtual machine is, what a version is, what's the changelog, it's kind of complicated.
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges involved, like all the challenges of Java.
Exactly. Let's say that I would recommend this to a 7-year-old without having a parent that will help you in the first place. But the beauty of this is that once you get over the first part, you get everything for free. Because this is the beauty of open source, right? We create all the mods, all the things are mostly open source. And so there are tons of things you can try without paying anything. I think that's useful for both parents and kids.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Nice. Anyway, I diverged because I started talking about Minecraft, and I'm really opinionated about Minecraft. Anyway, we're talking about the Java user group. So the way I see it these days, Java user group will become like the evolution of what has been. I think that if we want to focus on the next generation and, for example, on Minecraft in general, we need to create a new user group. In fact, what I wanted to do in my local community, in my local town, I think it could be useful to create something like a Minecraft user group and like to start in teaching them programming like in disguise. Because I don't know, we still have many biases and many stereotypes about programming in Italy, I guess. I'm just speaking for Northern Italy. And we still think it's something for geniuses or something for male geniuses for whatever reasons, or math geniuses. These are the stereotypes that my generations will bring forward, because we were grown up with this idea in movies of having the small boy that I don't know why it was always a boy and never a girl, by the way. I know why. It's just like the movies like that. They could solve problems because their parents couldn't even use a computer, right? So we are like children of those generation. And I think things have changed, but we still have those stereotypes.
Yeah, I can see how that's still a problem.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think in Italy we have even a bigger problem, because perhaps this is just my idea, my personal opinion. I'm not sure about this, but it seems like in the US you have a higher technical competencies, while in Italy computers are still considered something for the younger generation. So, for example, my parents, which are 70 years old, so like baby boomers, as you would say, like they don't use the computer at all. Like they don't even know how to use computer. They just use smartphone these days, but they use it like randomly. So they still call their sons and their daughter to make them help and they use stuff. So perhaps we have even bigger stereotypes. I think the Java user group has other problems, such as, for example, we are lacking diversity. And diversity in Italy is perhaps not just a matter of nationality, because we consider mostly ourselves members of a European Union, and we don't really check whether somebody is from France or from Germany or from Spain, or if their parents are from Africa or they are from China or whatever. We just don't care about this. We are lacking diversity. We are definitely lacking diversity in gender, because in the local Java user group we just have a few girls, a few women, and that is a problem. It's kind of a problem, because I can't believe that there are only that few developers. But I mean, it happens. I mean, it's kind of
Hopefully, when we get the younger generation to come to the Java user groups, we'll also get the girls to come.
Yes, most definitely. When we join like conferences in universities, we see many girls like joining university, even in what we call STEM. I'm not sure whether it's a term that we use in Italy. Is science, technology.
It's pretty widely.
It's fine, okay. Because sometimes in Italy we use English terms like wrongly, so I'm not sure whether this is correct or not. Anyway, STEM in STEM faculties. And so I really hope for the next generation to be more diverse from that perspective.
And are you giving a talk here?
I have given a talk like yesterday, so this was recorded on Friday. And we spoke about Java performance, which is the niche of a niche. Apparently nobody really cares about it, since we didn't have many attendees. No, joking aside. This talk was perceived differently here from when we started doing this in Italy. I think in Italy there was a bit more interesting regarding performance. Here it wasn't that well received, but I guess different audience, different people.
It could just be like the conference format and just like the flow of people.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
It could just be like the way the conference is organized and the flow of people, just other competing sessions.
Yeah, probably.
And your session is bad.
No, yeah, perhaps it's bad. I suffer from imposter syndrome, so perhaps I think that it's just bad. Anyway, what we're talking about, yeah, it's just probably it's kind of a hard topic. It's not general purpose. It's not something that you would care like when you're starting. It's not a beginner topic. So I guess that if you put such talk at the end of a day, like perhaps people are
Why do you
exhausted.
think this topic is important?
What do you feel? Okay, so thank you for the question. It's very interesting. Performance are important, specifically in the Java world, because we try to have we mostly have stereotypes about Java, and I don't understand why. I mean, knowing the story, I could understand why we have such stereotypes. But anyway, we think that Java is a slow language, but actually it's not. I mean, it was used to code Minecraft, for example. Perhaps this wasn't the best choice. That's why they decided to rewrite it in a different programming language. Anyway, Java moves something like 90% of the internet. These like random numbers, of course, they are not scientifically proven, but Netflix uses Java, Apple uses Java, Amazon uses Java. So Java is definitely moving the internet at the backend level. So it's really important to know about performance. I'm telling you a story. I heard another talk, I won't tell you the name of the talk, at the beginning of the conference, and he said, like, we all know that Java is slow, but this is actually not true. I mean, Java can be fast. Its main purpose is not fast because it was born as a language for portability, to have the same code, to be able to run the same code in between different Java virtual machines and in different architectures. But Java in 2024 is definitely fast. The problem is most developers don't really care about performance for various reasons, because we mostly care about speed of easiness of use of a programming language, speed of deployment, of development, I'm sorry.
I think we can solve performance with bigger and bigger graphics cards and processing units.
Yeah, there is also the problem. We try, in the last 20 years, we had like a gigantic explosion of CPU processing power. So most of our solution was like to put more CPUs and more computer, the same thing. Like without, I'm sorry, I'm starting to feel to sound like an old man, but when I was young, we used to code on a 486 or a Pentium. I mean, and the experience wasn't that much different from computers these days. Like, or perhaps my memories are wrong, and perhaps it was different, but I remember wrongly. Anyway, what I'm saying is that even if we have computers that are like far more powerful, like order of magnitude more powerful than we had like 20 years ago, most of our interactions are still measured in seconds. And if you think about it, it's just crazy. I mean, you're using an app and it will take something like 1 second to open an app. That's impossible. We have computers that are like considered the CPUs in the smartphones are considered supercomputers. Would be considered a supercomputer something like 15 years ago. And why we should still wait 1 second to open an application? Sometimes it happens. And because developers don't care about performance. I personally think that we don't have enough engineers to care about this kind of thing. Perhaps we're still lacking people, and perhaps in the future will be, I don't know, double, triple the amount of engineers that we have today. So we could have like people focusing especially on the performance and other people programming, but that's just my personal opinion.
I didn't think performance would be an issue. Like, I'm surprised that they're not really addressing it.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like a problem if you're waiting a second, or maybe even a few seconds, just for an app to open.
But think about how often does it happen for you to have an application that takes one second? Yeah, every day. If you think about it, it's crazy. And you're probably using an iPhone that runs on native code because Swift is compiled to native code. It's not using Java. But instead, if you were using an Android phone, it would be even worse because you're using Java, and we know Java is slow. Joking aside, the work that Google has done to make Java run fast on Android is remarkable. But still, we have a problem because engineers don't care about performance. And also there is this thing I have to talk about is about climate change in general, like sustainability. The less CPU we use, the less energy we are using. The less energy we are using, the less we are consuming the planet. Unfortunately, this is strange to speak about in 2024 because we're using LLMs, and LLMs are like burning forest each time you make a request with LLMs. But yes, that's another thing that we should address eventually.
I never thought about relating like the amount of power we use on our little devices to like climate change.
But it still is a problem. Like if you think about it, with a lithium battery, you can like last all the day. While if you're using a desktop computer, like it's using much more power.
Yeah, and sometimes the room heats up when you use a desktop computer.
Yeah.
And you need to turn it off just for that. Yeah. So I can see how that, like, it's draining so much power.
Yeah. Performance is really important. I really appreciate that there are companies such as Apple Computer, Apple in general, that is taking care of sustainability. If you know, the new CPUs from Apple draw far less power than the previous one. And I really hope that for the future, everybody will focus on this. But again, saying this in 2024, where everybody's talking about AI, and AI is order of magnitude consuming much more power than all the other stuff, it's kind of strange, but yeah.
Maybe we need sustainable AI.
Exactly. But we're still at the very beginning of AI, and of AI as we spoke about in 2024, and by that we mean LLM and mostly generative AI. So yes, eventually we have to address this problem.
I think we've had a really good chat today.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you very much, Cassandra.